Hello, trucks and cakers. I trust that everyone's keeping safe during this pandemic. Continue to stay inside, and when you must go out, practice social distancing. I'd like to turn my attention away from COVID 19 for a bit and speak to the young people. In March 2020, Honorable Washington Mizik, leader of the Progressive National Party and the leader of the Loyal Opposition, turned 70 years old, putting him on track to be the second oldest premier chief minister in the history of the Turks and Caicos Islands. If successful, it will be Honorable Mizik's second time leading the country. And this time, he'll bring with him over 30 years of political experience. Despite this, there are those who see Honorable Mizik's age as a bad thing. They call it to a popular talk show claiming that Honorable Mizik is too old to run the country. And seeking to give the impression that experienced leadership is fighting against youth leadership, someone recently posted on social media that, I quote, "The concept of youth leadership in every aspect of society is under attack. For far too long, we have been told to wait our turn. No, I say it is time we take a stand and say our time is now," end quote. While bold, this statement is false and misleading on many levels. First, in the truest sense of the term, youth leadership refers to teens gaining the skills and knowledge necessary to lead civic engagement, education reform, and community organizing activities. There have certainly been no attacks by the community or the political establishment on teens in this area. And I am encouraging teens to be civic-minded and to take on youth leadership roles, even as we seek to find some sense of normalcy during this pandemic. Second, when the author of the post referred to youth, he most likely meant young adults, that is, persons in their 20s and 30s, as for the most part, these persons would have completed their education, have started working, and are now seeking to take on leadership roles. But even so, the author stating that their leadership aspirations are under attack and that for far too long they have been told to wait their turn is also false. The truth is, the Turks and Caicos Islands has a rich history of young people in leadership positions, even at the highest level. For example, since elected government was instituted in 1976, over 40 years ago, the Turks and Caicos Islands has had 10 different leaders. And if we look at their ages when they first took office, we'll see that the Honorable Jakes McCartney was 31, the Honorable Oswald Skippons 26, Honorable Norman B. Saunders 37, Honorable Nathaniel Babs Francis 73, Honorable Washington Mizik 41, Honorable Derek Taylor 44, Honorable Michael Mizik 37, Honorable Gelmo Gilly Williams 43, Honorable Dr. Rufus Ewing 44, and the Honorable Charlene Cartwright Robinson 45. That's an average age of 42, with one leader being in his 20s, 3 in their 30s, 5 in their 40s, and 1 in his 70s. All but one leader, 90% of them, was 45 or under when they took office, with 40% of them being under 40. When it comes to putting young people into positions of power, you won't get much better than the Turks and Caicos Islands. We have a history of elevating young people into positions of leadership, and it's not because they were young, but because our leaders have proven to be competent, talented, focused, and most importantly, they cared about the people they were seeking to represent, regardless of their age. So young people, if you're interested in taking on positions of leadership, particularly in public life, go for it. History is on your side. After all, our second chief minister was only 26 when he assumed office, and our 3 most popular leaders were all in their 30s when they assumed office. However, when you do, don't let others convince you that what you have to contribute now will somehow cease to exist when you reach your 40s. The burning desire that you have now to take on leadership responsibilities is not there because you're young, but because you want to make a difference. This desire will not burn out when you get older. Remember, youth is nothing but a stage that we all pass through in our life's journey. The important leadership traits, especially those for public service, that is, trustworthiness, a sense of duty, service above self, forward thinking, competency, and dependability, are refined over time. If you have those traits now, you'll get better at them as you get older because you'll have experience to go with them. In closing, I would like to remind everyone that the PNP is a big tent party, a party that welcomes everyone. Our current slate of candidates includes a person at 70, persons in their 60s, one in his 50s, some in their 40s, and persons in their 30s. That's experience covering 5 decades. We have a bright future with over 25% of our candidates for the upcoming general election being under the age of 40 and 60% of us being under the age of 50. That's a great mix of youth and experience. So if you're ready to take on a leadership role, I encourage you to join the PNP. May God continue to bless us, and may He continue to keep us safe during these trying times.